Hey everyone, welcome back to the ShoeU. We are continuing our battle of basketball shoes. But again, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We are on a quest to figure out what is, I should say, there's only one word. What is the best basketball shoe out there? Again, I haven't had a chance to try out some of the newer stuff like the KD13s. Yeah, I think the KD13s. There's just a lot of stuff that's come out lately. The Zoom Freak 2s, the Zoom BB NXTs from Nike. So it's a list that has some stuff from last year and some stuff from earlier this year. So this is just based on what I have and what my experience has been with all of these shoes. It's a huge matchup. Great shoes are on this list. But today's matchup is a heavy hitter once again. Of course, in the last episode we had the Battle of the Kobe's. Make sure you check that video out if you haven't watched it yet. But today it's all about Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving. And we are trying to figure out, is the Kyrie Low 2 or the Kyrie 6s the better choice? Alright, so let's get it started with the traction, okay? So, both patterns, you guys will be seeing a better image than this. But on the Kyrie Low 2s, it's all about this nub-like shape, nub pattern. And it does well. It reminds me a little bit of the Kobe NXT 360s if you're familiar with that shoe. The Kyrie 6s, meanwhile, it's a little bit of an updated version of how the 5 looked on the bottom. For me, the Kyrie 5s, this is a little background, were just terrible, awful, no good. Terrible shoe with regards to the traction. Kyrie 6s, if you guys saw my final exam, turned the corner in my opinion and went back to what the Kyrie 4 was in terms of how good that traction was. Kyrie Low 2s, very solid too. I mean, I think it's a very narrow margin of victory for the Kyrie Low 2s on the traction. These were great across all different court conditions, a little bit of wiping here and there, seemed to do well. The Kyrie 6s, it was the same type of thing. I played on many courts, didn't collect a lot of dust. I mean, these are still pretty white. I mean, you guys can see, still in great condition. These have aged well, but I just prefer the way these Kyrie Low 2s felt on the court. So the traction goes to these guys. Alright, so component number 2, the materials. I think it's a no-brainer, to be honest. The Kyrie 6s are going to get the vote here. It has the Air Zoom Turbo, as you can see right here, and it's just got a really good feel to it. That was introduced last year on the Kyrie 5s. That was a really good part of that shoe. For this is one of many good components with regards to the materials. The fit is really snug. I think that's something that people will either really love or really hate, because guys can be a little bit tedious to put on, but once you mess with the laces a little bit and get the right form or setup, I should say, you're gonna really like how secure you feel in this shoe. This strap, it's fine. I'm repeating some of the stuff I said in the final exam. The strap's cool, doesn't do a whole lot, but it's good. For the Kyrie Low 2s, you just have, I think, a unit in the heel or maybe 2 small ones in the forefoot. I don't remember that off the top of my head. But in addition to that, the materials are just a little bit on the cheapo looking side compared to the Kyrie 6s. These are built, I think, for more of a longer run than the Kyrie Low 2s are. I think that's just in general how low tops tend to be nowadays. The wear and tear tends to be really quicker. But with a mid to high top like the Kyrie 6s, you can get a lot more play out of them. And in addition to that, the Kyrie 6 has a really good, comfortable midsole, and the Air Zoom Turbo is a really good combination. So, materials, the Kyrie 6 gets the better of the Kyrie Low 2. So now comes the third and final category, which is price efficiency. The Kyrie Low 2s retailed for $110, the Kyrie 6s retailed for $130. So you're looking at a $20 difference. In my opinion, $110 for these guys is a really good deal. I love the Air Zoom Turbo. I love just the setup of the Kyrie 6s, but I'm a sucker for low tops, man. So I gotta give the price efficiency edge to the Kyrie Low 2s. I think this is a line that has been pretty good. The low 1s were great, except for that annoying strap. And then the low 2s were just leaps and bounds better. They got rid of that strap, they simplified the setup, and it's just a really comfortable shoe right out of the box. I forgot to mention that. These guys, really comfortable right away. These require a little bit of a break-in time. In addition to that, it's just a really good, comfortable shoe with great traction. Does skimp you on the materials a little bit. It's not as fine looking or refined as the Kyrie 6, but sometimes simple is better. And for $110, I think the Kyrie Low 2s are the way to go. Alright, so in conclusion, guys, you can see the Kyrie Low 2 prevails 2-1. The last Battle of the Kobe's, it was like a buzzer beater. I would say this is probably like a 5 to 6 point victory for the shoe. I just really like them. If you remember in my one of my first videos, I talked about my favorite basketball shoes. You guys were on the list. And you can see why they perform well, they're comfortable. It's just a very simple approach to a shoe. And that's what I like. The Air Zoom Turbo is good in this Kyrie 6, but the break-in time I think will turn a lot of people off to it. And some people will just find this part to be a little too tight. The last two Kyries have been extremely narrow, so when the Kyrie 7s come out, it will be interesting to see. Will it be more accommodating for people with a wide foot? How's that going to go? So let me know in the comment section below what you think. Do you agree that the Kyrie Low 2 is a better performer than the Kyrie 6? Curious to hear your opinions. Until next time, guys, have a good one. I will be summarizing and giving you guys an updated look at the bracket, so here that comes. Alright, so as you can see, the Kyrie Low 2 is advancing and will be facing off against the Kobe 4 Protro. In the next video, we are going to go to the brand with 3 stripes, Adidas, and compare the Dame 5 and Dame 6 head-to-head. Who you got? That is going to be a heavyweight battle as well, and we look forward to seeing you for that one.